Live below your means. You have heard it 1,000 times. And every time you hear it, it sounds like punishment. Cut everything. Sacrifice everything. Deny yourself everything. Just so you can stare at a savings account and feel virtuous while everyone around you actually enjoys their life. That is not what living below your means looks like. That is a lie that has kept millions of people from ever trying. Today, the Wealth Code shows you what it actually looks like and how to do it without feeling broke for a single day. Intro. Welcome to the Wealth Code. The truth about money. The code to financial freedom. Living below your means is one of the most powerful wealth-building behaviors that exists. But the way it is taught, all restriction, all sacrifice, all discipline, misses the point entirely. The goal is not to suffer your way to wealth. The goal is to build a life where your money works as hard as you do, where every dollar has a purpose, where financial freedom is not a distant dream, but a direction you are actively moving in every single month. Today I am going to show you how to live below your means in a way that feels intentional, not deprived, empowered, not restricted. Let's get into it. Point 1. Reframe what living below your means actually means. The first thing we need to do is destroy the version of this concept that makes people want to give up before they start. Living below your means does not mean living a small life. It does not mean never eating at a restaurant, never taking a holiday, never buying something you enjoy. It means spending intentionally, not reactively. It means the money you spend is directed toward things that genuinely enrich your life, not things you bought on impulse, out of boredom, or because someone else had it. Here is the reframe that changes everything. Most people spend money on things that feel good for minutes and are forgotten within days. The wealthy spend money on experiences and assets that deliver lasting value. They are not spending less in terms of deprivation. They are spending differently in terms of intention. The question is not, can I afford this? The question is, does this serve my life and my future? When you ask the second question, you will find that most impulse purchases do not make the cut. Not because you can't have them, but because you no longer want them once you measure them against what they actually cost. Not just in money, but in the future they delay. Intentional spending is not restriction. It is respect for your own future. Point 2. Know your numbers. Exactly. You cannot live below your means if you do not know what your means actually are. This sounds obvious. Most people have no idea. They have a rough sense of what comes in every month. They have a vague sense of what goes out. And somewhere in the middle, the money disappears. Not because they spent recklessly, but because they were never watching closely enough to see where it went. The foundation of living below your means is knowing your numbers with precision. Your total monthly income, after tax. Your fixed expenses, rent, utilities, insurance, subscriptions, loan payments. Your variable expenses, food, transport, entertainment, clothing. Your current savings and investment rate. When you lay these out clearly, often for the first time, two things happen. First, you discover spending you forgot about. Subscriptions you haven't used in months. Recurring charges you never consciously agreed to continue. Second, you see the gap, or the lack of one. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is where your financial future lives. If there is no gap, you are not building wealth. You are maintaining your current position at best. Track your spending for 30 days. Every transaction, every category, not to punish yourself, but to see the truth. Because you cannot change what you have not clearly seen. Point 3. Design your spending around your values, not your emotions. Here is the most powerful principle in personal finance that almost nobody teaches. Spending aligned with your genuine values never feels like deprivation. Spending driven by emotion, impulse, or social pressure always leaves you emptier than before. Think about the last time you made a purchase you truly loved. Not the impulse buy you forgot about in a week. The deliberate purchase, the experience you planned, the item you genuinely needed, the investment in something meaningful. That purchase felt good because it was aligned with something you actually care about. Now think about the purchases that left you with buyer's remorse. The fast fashion you never wore. The gadget you used twice. The night out you went to because you felt you should. Those purchases felt hollow because they were not connected to anything real. The code is this. Identify the 3 to 5 things in your life that genuinely bring you joy, connection, growth, or meaning. Spend generously on those. Cut everything else ruthlessly. Not because you are being disciplined, but because you genuinely do not value those things as much as you thought you did. This approach does not feel like sacrifice. It feels like clarity. You stop spending money on things that don't matter to you and start spending more intentionally on the things that do. The result, almost automatically, is a life that costs less and satisfies more. Point 4. Automate the gap before you can spend it. Willpower is not a wealth strategy. Relying on discipline alone to live below your means is like trying to not eat when the food is right in front of you every single day. Eventually, you will reach. The solution is not more willpower. The solution is to remove the temptation by making the right behavior automatic. The moment your income hits your account, automate your savings and investments first. Before you pay bills, before you buy groceries, before anything, set up automatic transfers to your savings account, your investment account, your emergency fund. Choose the percentage you have committed to, even if it is 10% to start, and automate it on the day your salary arrives. What remains is what you live on. This single habit eliminates the internal negotiation that destroys most people's financial plans. Without automation, the conversation in your head every month is, should I save this or spend it? That conversation has a predictable winner. With automation, the decision is already made. The money moves before your brain has a chance to redirect it. You adjust your lifestyle to what remains, and over time, you stop noticing what was removed. The psychological shift that happens when you automate is profound. You go from someone who tries to save what is left to someone who lives on what is left after saving. That is not a small distinction. That is the entire difference. Point 5. Upgrade your free and low-cost life. One of the biggest myths about frugal living is that cheaper means worse. It does not. Some of the highest quality experiences available to human beings cost almost nothing, and learning to access them generously, while cutting spending on low-value expensive habits, is one of the most underrated wealth strategies in existence. Consider what is available for free or near free in the modern world. World-class financial education, free on YouTube, in libraries, in podcasts. Physical fitness, free with bodyweight training, running, and parks. Meaningful social connection, free with intention and effort. Creative fulfillment, free or low cost through writing, music, art, building. Nature, travel on a budget, cooking extraordinary food at home. All available at a fraction of the cost of their expensive alternatives. The expensive version of life, the luxury gym membership, the restaurants every weekend, the premium everything, is largely a marketing creation designed to make you associate spending with quality. Often, the free or low-cost version delivers equal or greater satisfaction. This is not about becoming an ascetic. It is about discovering that much of what you are paying premium prices for is not actually delivering premium value to your life. Audit the expensive habits in your life. For each one, ask honestly, is this delivering value proportional to its cost? For many of them, the answer will surprise you. And the money you redirect from low-value spending into wealth-building assets will surprise you even more. Point 6. Use the 24-hour and 30-day rules. Impulse spending is one of the primary destroyers of the gap between income and expenses. And in the modern world, impulse spending has never been easier. One tap, one click, delivered tomorrow. The friction between wanting something and owning it has been reduced to almost zero, which means the defense must come from you, not the system. 2 rules that protect you from yourself more effectively than any budget. Rule 1, the 24-hour rule. For any non-essential purchase under a defined threshold, say $50 or the equivalent in your currency, wait 24 hours before buying. In most cases, the desire fades. The urgency was manufactured. The want was momentary. And a day later, you have forgotten about it. Rule 2, the 30-day rule. For larger non-essential purchases, anything over your threshold, add it to a list and wait 30 days. If after 30 days you still genuinely want it and can afford it without disrupting your financial plan, buy it. If the desire has faded, you have just saved that money without any suffering. These 2 rules alone, applied consistently, will eliminate a significant percentage of your unnecessary spending. Not because you are denying yourself, but because you are separating genuine desire from manufactured impulse. Most impulse purchases do not survive 24 hours. Almost none survive 30 days. Your future self will thank you for every one you let expire. Point 7. Make frugality a game, not a punishment. The people who sustain living below their means long enough to actually build wealth are not the ones who grit their teeth and suffer through it. They are the ones who made it interesting. They gamified it. They turned saving money into a challenge, a competition, a source of satisfaction. Finding the best value version of something they need, satisfying. Watching their investment account grow month by month, exciting. Finding a way to enjoy life at a lower cost than their peers, a source of quiet pride. The psychology here is critical. When living below your means feels like punishment, you will eventually rebel against it. When it feels like a game you are winning, you will keep playing. Here are some ways to make it feel like winning. Set a monthly savings challenge. Try to save 1% more than last month. Track your net worth monthly and celebrate every increase. Find communities of people building wealth intentionally, online or offline. Share your wins, even small ones. Read stories of people who started with nothing and built extraordinary wealth through discipline and consistency. The environment you create around your financial journey matters enormously. Deprivation is a mindset. So is abundance. And the mindset you choose shapes the behaviors that follow. Choose to see living below your means as the most powerful financial move available to you. Because it is. Motivational close. Living below your means is not about being cheap. It is not about denying yourself a good life. It is about understanding, at a fundamental level, that the life you want in 10 years requires decisions you make today. Every dollar you redirect from impressing strangers to building your future is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every automated savings transfer is a commitment to your future self that requires no willpower in the moment. Every intentional spending decision is proof that you are running your financial life. It is not running you. The people who reach financial freedom are not the people who earn the most. They're the people who kept the most of what they earned and put it to work. That is available to you. Not in some distant future when you earn more. Right now, with what you have. The gap is there, even if it is small. Start with the gap you have, because a small gap, consistently invested, becomes the foundation of a life most people only dream about. You are not living below your means. You are living ahead of your future. Call to action. If this shifted how you think about money, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to The Wealth Code, financial truth every single week. Drop a comment. What is one spending habit you are changing starting today? The code is yours. Start building. Locked with Key Money Bag.